So about 2 days ago, Apple released iOS 16.4 RC to developers, with the final update hopefully coming to the wider public in a couple of days. And with iOS 16.4, Apple brought voice isolation to regular phone calls after introducing this feature with iOS 15, but then it only worked for VoIP calls, so that's voice over IP like FaceTime and WhatsApp calls. On the same day that Apple released iOS 16.4, I also released a video testing voice isolation in different situations. If you haven't seen that video, I do recommend you watch it. I will put links up top, but also in the description to that video. But then I got a few messages from people asking me to test voice isolations on the AirPods Pro, saying they cannot have a phone call on a busy street because of the sound of the cars and the noises over there. So I did exactly that. I went on a busy street and recorded a phone call with the AirPods Pro 2nd generation with voice isolation. Let's head outside to that busy street.
You guys asked and I obliged, and I'm actually on a busy street. There's a highway behind me, but there are cars passing by all around, and you're listening to me through the AirPods Pro 2nd generation on an actual phone call with voice isolation enabled. And the way I'm doing this, I have my iPhone over here with iOS 16.4 installed and the AirPods Pro 2nd gen connected to it, and a regular call to this other iPhone, which is connected to this voice recorder. So what you're hearing right now is exactly how you would sound like on a phone call with the AirPods Pro with voice isolation. Let me now turn to standard mode. There's a lot of sun. I'm not sure you can see that. So now I have switched to standard mode. So this is how you would sound like on standard mode with AirPods Pro on a busy street with cars passing by. To give you an idea of how loud the environment actually is, I'm going to switch to the camera's microphone right now. And now back to the AirPods Pro with standard mode selected, so voice isolation is not enabled. And one last time, let me select voice isolation. So again, this is now voice isolation on the AirPods Pro 2nd generation running iOS 16.4 on a regular phone call.
So when I came back to my studio and listened to that recording, I had expected a more drastic difference with voice isolation turned on and turned off, which wasn't very evident in the recording. However, I can confirm it is there. On the way back, I was walking on that busy street and I was on the phone actually, and the other person on the other line thought I was sitting at home. So when they said that, I toggled voice isolation off, so I switched to standard mode, and they instantly heard the sound of the busy street, and they were a bit perplexed. So I spent the remainder of the call using that person as a guinea pig, toggling voice isolation on and off, and it was instantly clear. Every time I toggle voice isolation on, they think I'm in a completely soundproof room. They cannot hear any of the background noises. And then similarly, when I turn it off, so I switch to standard mode, they can hear the sound of the road. So while the test was not super clear, although if you do listen carefully, you can tell that voice isolation is really cutting off all that background noise. I think the benefit of voice isolation is quite clear and quite important, and should make all phone calls much, much clearer in noisy environments. So before I wrap things up, let me do that famous hairdryer test to show you how voice isolation works on the AirPods Pro with a loud hairdryer in the background.
So I have the AirPods Pro in my ears. You're listening to me through the AirPods Pro on standard mode. Our trusted hairdryer is right here. Let's turn it on. And this is what the AirPods Pro 2nd gen will sound like in standard mode with a loud hairdryer running in the background. Let me now switch to voice isolation. And this is, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but this is now voice isolation with the hairdryer still running in the background. Let me one last time switch back to standard mode. So again, this is standard mode with the hairdryer turned on. Go to voice isolation. So this is how the AirPods Pro 2nd gen will sound like with voice isolation and a loud hairdryer in the background.
That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Again, do check out my video testing out voice isolation. Links will be in the description and up top as well. And as always, if you liked the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, as this encourages me to continue producing content. Until next time, cheers.